Welcome to the Deal Flow podcast. I'm Michaela, AI implementation expert and founder of Apex Rev AI, where we help real estate professionals maximize their business using AI. Today, joining us is Nick Parascandola, a New York real estate expert with over a decade of experience helping clients navigate one of the most competitive markets in the country. Nick's journey from sales management into becoming a top performing Brooklyn agent is incredibly impressive. Nick, it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us today. You've had quite a journey from sales manager in the food industry to becoming a highly successful real estate agent. Can you share with us how you got started in real estate?
It's actually a funny story because my wife used to be a massage therapist and my current boss used to go there. It's a big place. They do all kinds of, stuff from wraps to treatments to stuff for women's eyebrows, all kinds of stuff. So I was in sales forever when we were dating, obviously. And one of the managers of the place said, "Hey, Nick, he would be great with Charles. Charles is in real estate. He works for Film. Now, Film was a huge family run business at this point, over 60 years till they got bought out, several years back by Berkshire Hathaway. Same family forever. Never, nobody ever infiltrated that, which was great. Always was, always is. And so I said, "Oh, I would consider it." I did real estate once a long time ago, like very long ago, 26 years ago, something like that, for a local company. But I was just kind of thrown into it. I didn't really know how I liked it, how I felt about it. And, it didn't take off the way I wanted. And, I didn't really know much and stuff like that. So this was another chance. And I'm like, you know what? It's always night and it's always weekend 95% of the time, because when is anyone available? If you're off, your husband's probably not. If you both off, the owner's probably not. So it's always going to be after 5, Saturday and Sunday. Once in a blue, you get a early, but almost never. It's like 1 out of 100. Maybe you get lucky. Well, everybody happens to be home early. Never, almost rarely. So I spoke to Charles on the phone. I'll never forget. It was right before Christmas, and he was telling me the cost, and I'm like, "Right before Christmas, $1,000? I don't know." So I waited a week or so. It was like early December. And I'm like, you know what? The hell with it. Let's go forward and do it. Took the test, took the class, whatever it was. I was telling my wife I was going to do my other job at the time, which was personal training, which I did at night. And meanwhile, I was going to Fillmore for classes. She's like, "What are you talking about? You took the classes?" I go, "Yeah." I figured, what the hell? Let's give it a shot. So then, he got me started. He was very mentorial, which he always still is. I'll call him with a question. He goes, "You know the answer." I know, but I need you to say it. He goes, "You know the answer," click and hang up, which I started to learn, like, all right, I probably do know the answer, but I don't need to hear him say it, but it's always the reassurance of that. So little by little, I started, getting my feet into things. He put me to an open house and I would hold on to people like grim death. You'd never get away from me until you told me no. If you told me no, didn't make a difference. I didn't care. Meant not yet. Meant not yet, not ready. Now, if you say, "Nick, I'm just kind of window shopping. I'm passing by. I wanted to pop in." Sure. What's your time? 7 months. Oh, so great. You're talking, so you mean October? Well, if that's 7 months, yeah. So I'm going to call you first week of October. And first week of October, I would have on my phone, call Michaela Johnson. Here's her phone number. Here's where I met her. And call her. And they'd say, "Who's this?" "You met me at 1313 Avenue T last, 6 months ago." My God, you remembered? Of course I remembered. And I ended up working on them and working with them continuously until I got them. Like, I had to learn all the nuances still. Like, a monkey can walk in and go, "Look at the kitchen, look at the bathroom." It's look at every little thing. Look at the molding. Did you see the details? Take a look. Come take a look. "Oh, come here." And open the cabinets. The softness. Did you see the try it? "Oh, yeah, I'm trying it." They're doing everything I'm telling them to, because anybody can point it out. "Yeah, this says granite, this says tile. We all know that. Talk about it. This looks like this has to be for South America." I can tell. I can definitely tell. I've seen this before. And you got to familiar. I used to go to Home Depot and Lowe's and look at things and ask where they were from, because everyone's buying from the same stores in Brooklyn, so I could kind of pick it up. Like, if you see this style, it's from this country or whatever it was, or the cabinetry or the handles or the appliances, and just started to learn. Ask my friends who were in a trade, talk more about that. Like, you see the plumbing, this is a Kohler tool, this is very expensive. "Oh, okay," and just get them more in tune to it. And then I started to learn, instead of saying, "Do you like it?" See the yes or no. Well, what do you feel when you walk in? What do you feel? Do you feel like this could work? Maybe. Well, what's missing? Well, the kitchen's small. All right, the kitchen's small, but the dining room is huge. That's true. And you got a big living room. That's true. You may not get everything, but if you get 80%, even 65%, we got a lot more than most. If it has the other things, why not give it a shot? Throw a number. Even if it makes no sense, let's try. Don't be insulting, because you might not get a good answer. But if we take a step towards it, maybe if it doesn't lead anywhere, we go on to the next one. That's not a big deal. Or if they, talk about price. Well, if it was less, but you don't like it, what's the difference? But if it was less, I'd buy it. Why would you buy it if you don't like it? Because it's cheap enough. I'm like, don't base it on just the price. Because you buy something cheap and you don't like it, you're stuck with it. It ain't a sweater. You can't return it tomorrow. And just starting to work my way through that, bring people through the house and talk as much as I could, and have them ask questions every detail. What do you see that you love? What would make you go, "Yes, we're going to forget about price. It's free," but you hate it. That's okay. We don't have to stay here. But what would make you want this? This. So we're getting there. And you try to uncover stuff. How far do you work? 10 minutes. Super close, right? You'd be there in 10 minutes. It does save you some time, save you some gas, save you taking the train every day. It could. Yeah. No, it is. No, it could. And then start to pull them in slowly. And there's going to be some resistance, but then you learn to work around the resistance. Bring them into the circle. Don't keep them on the outside because everyone can walk in like this, but you want them to walk out like this with a hug. That's I've done open houses with other brokers that were friends of mine, other mortgage brokers, and they said, that person walked in, arms folded, no look. They're walking out, they're hugging you, high fiving you. I go, because I just broke them up. I broke them down. It's like, come on. It's supposed to be fun. You're looking at houses. It's fun. It's not supposed to be a task. It can become a task. Entertain yourself. Walk around, talk about things, make jokes. If it's got to be part of that. Anybody can just go, look, I don't want to do that. That's not how I want to sell you. I have somebody 3 years in June 11th, it's 3 years to the day that I've been working with them. Nobody else on earth would do that. We're closing, if not the end of this week, early next week at some point. She's like, I can't believe you stuck it through. I'm like, yeah, me too. But it's like it's your dedication to us that made us stay. You never waffled. You never were like, nah, I don't call these people. All the time. Send them, send them. Send them. All they can do is say yes or no to the house. I'm sending one. Maybe. So maybe let's go look at it. So yes, go look at it. If it's no, I want to know why. Because I don't want to send that same one again. Maybe I saw something I thought was great. And you were like, was he crazy? But it looks like the other ones, but it's missing these two things. Okay. I didn't realize that was so important. You never really said that. Like, oh, I need 3 bets, not 2. When you didn't say it, how would I know? Only you know your own style. I don't. So once you send it and I send you, we go, yes, yes, maybe if it had these and line them up. Now we're getting even now. I'm not sending you things that you don't want. You're not sending me things that I think are ridiculous, which I don't care either way. But once we get together, it becomes like a relationship and we can see each other better. I can see through you. You can see through me. We know what we want and I can help you get there little by little.
It sounds like building those relationships is key. You worked your way up. Eventually, you finished second. And I know you said that wasn't good enough for you. And then first place for 5 years straight.
Right.
What do you think fueled that drive early on?
I don't like to lose ever. If you get 1 inch on me, I'm infuriated. I've been like that forever. I don't like it. That's a bad feeling to me. It's like, I know there's always going to be somebody who gets bigger deals. That's okay. I'm okay. If you just got that kind of clientele, hey, if you're closing deals that are $1.5 million every day, and mine are always 900 or 800, we're both doing really well. You just got the bigger clientele with more money. I'll find them all along. There'll be scattered ones that are really high, some that are low, some that are in the middle. But if I'm not pushing constantly, then I'm mad that it's happening. Because then I'm like, had I just taken that one more deal I could have done, had I grabbed one more call, maybe I missed something. And I won't forgive myself. I'll be unforgiving of myself. I could be at the beach. Every 20 minutes, I'm back to check with the phone. Always. Like clockwork. Doesn't matter if I've had phone calls 11 o'clock on Saturday night. I answer the phone. If I'm out, doesn't matter. I answer the phone. I look and go, I better answer just in case. What if that's the $10 million deal? What if that's the $200,000 co-op? But that person's selling a house. Totally different. You forget about that. Just because they're trying to buy something doesn't mean they're not selling something to downsize that property or selling something else anyway. Now that becomes twofold. I got the sale and I get the buy. So to me, you gotta uncover every stone and poke at everything. Not everyone wants to be so forthcoming with the information. So I just want to see it. I go, and I just have some questions for you. Why? Because that's how this is going to work. Because the other agent's going to ask me all these questions when I make that appointment. Why? Because they're disturbing their client for a 7 o'clock appointment on a Wednesday, and they want to know that you can swing it. Now I can always finagle and go, they got the approvals in the works. They're almost done with it. He's a cop. She's a fireman. 10 years each. Oh, okay. Once I start hearing the information, I can kind of process and go, they're going to be okay on paper. They should be remotely. But if the agent asks, I got to be able to answer it because they have to know that you can do it. Now, I've had people do that with $300,000 co-ops to $2 million houses and everything in between. And sometimes they don't ask another question. But if the agent asks, I don't want to go, hold on, Mary, what do you do for, this? I don't want to have to run into the gauntlet again. Just tell me. I'm approved. My husband's this, I do that. And I ask that to learn about you. Because whatever job you have, I probably know someone who does that same job. So that's exciting to talk about. What's everyone's favorite subject? Themselves. So if you're this and he's a that, I never heard of that. That's really interesting. What the hell do they do? We work for city. It's not really like, no, I don't do nothing like that. I want to know all about it and let them then like, yeah, I kind of run. Then they start getting a little more peppy in their conversation. I'm an engineer. What kind? Computer. What do you do? Design programs. What kind? Tell me. I want to hear about you so that maybe I can, I don't know, maybe I'll learn something else and that'll get me to a better idea what you may or may not like. I don't know. Something shouldn't be like, show me, see it, buy it. We're together now. You and I are bound until that thing closes, whether it's in 3 months or in 300 months.
I love that. It really shows your drive and dedication with your clients. And so how are you balancing that while still working a full-time career at the time?
Because there was always outside sales and I was always outside and literally going location to location all day long. So if the phone rings, it'd be no different if my friend was calling, hey, Nick, what are you doing today? Oh, I'm working. 6 minutes on the phone. Hey, Nick, I want to see this house on Avenue T in 35th. Great. Text me the address. And as I'm walking along, dial, 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 call, and then I make the appointment. I'm on to my next location. It's never like I have to stop for 45 minutes, interrupt, even 10 minutes, barely. I could be going to the bathroom for 10 minutes. You don't know. So it doesn't matter what I'm doing as long as all the work is getting done, and it always did. And in the other jobs, I was blowing people out of the water also. I was crushing everybody. We got promoted in one job right away in 3 months. All the ones they were putting me on different locations around the country to like, you go there and sell for us. We want you there for a week. See what you can do. I went to the jewel stores, which are a huge chain of supermarkets in Illinois. They're everywhere. They're regular, nothing fancy, like Key Foods. And some of them were nice, some of them were just regular, nothing special. And they gave me 26 locations. And the day before, I blew my knee out at home. I could barely walk. I was dragging my leg. I was playing paddleball, my wife and my friend, and my knee swelled up. It looked like a balloon. So I'm like, "Oh, you going to cancel your flight?" I go, "No freaking way am I canceling. I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to land in Chicago. I'm going to hang in Chicago for a week, eat in Chicago. I was ready to eat and hang out and do all stuff. I'm getting the rent a car, dragging myself out of the car, going from location to location. Until I found I was in so much pain. I actually found the doctor. Then ended up draining it. Like within 3 days, I'm like, I was in agony. I couldn't even bend my leg. But I was going to every location. I sold 25 out of 26. And the only reason I didn't sell 26 was the guy was on vacation. And they're like, "I can't believe you did that in the fight." I'm like, "Believe it, because that's how I operate. There's no such thing as no for me. I don't tolerate that. It's what are we going to do when you're in my phone now? Why can't we do it? What's the difference? Why can't we do it? Well, we can. You can. Stop it. We can do it. Like, and then enough to the point where it's not like annoying, but you have to kind of know when to give the push. But it's like, hey, everyone else has been buying it. Why wouldn't you? You're authorized. You can sell it. And then again, if I was in a real estate mindset, it's like, what now? What now? How do we get to the next one? All day, my cards can go out to people. I leave them in delis, stores. I make my kids give them to people. All kinds of stuff.
No, I love
I tell
that.
my mother, I said, you better have my cards in your purse at all times. I said, don't miss an opportunity. I'm gonna hold you to it.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah, you don't take no for an answer, and every opportunity you're going after. You're not, letting it get away from you.
Because you don't know who the next big deal is. And that you could be dressed to the nines and not be able to afford nothing. You could be in a t-shirt and flip-flops and you have a boatload of money. So I take a look at you and I'm like, all right, let's try. What do I lose? One card. If it doesn't work out, someone will go, "Oh, I'm not selling." I go, "Oh, I didn't say you were." But in case you might know a friend, help a guy out. There you go. Do a good deed. And they'll laugh and they go, "Oh, maybe I do." I go, "You should." I go, "Why not? You met a nice person, have them call me. What do you got to lose?" I'm not going to their house. Talk to them on the phone. I went to a Biona just the other day on Friday night. I drove by and saw a for sale Biona. Boom. I get the phone. I'm calling him. He's like, "Can you come in a couple of days?" Yeah. I called him. I'm at work still. I'm like, God, I can't believe I woke up early for this. And then I got up again and I went again on like a Thursday, like 5 o'clock. He wasn't there. I'm like, unbelievable. And I'm walking around, I'm like, he's got to be here. There's no way. I hear noise in the house, but they were doing work in the house. I waited like 45 minutes. I called him back. I'm sorry, Friday. I called him back and he goes, "Oh, I didn't hear the phone call." He goes, "Come right now." Boom. I went in. He's like, "Listen, I got to go to court. Tenants weren't paying. I'm trying to get some money back." He goes, "But by mid-July, I'll have an answer." I said, "Okay." I took a bunch of his cards. He's in construction. I said, "I'm going to give them out." He goes, "Please do." I gave them to somebody already who's going to probably be using him. So he's going to see that I'm trying to get him business anyway. So I have a stack of cards. They'll go out immediately. They'll go in my office. "Hey, this guy's great. He does all interior work. He's got his own business. Super good electrician on top of that." So if I can help him make one deal, make one thing, even if I get nothing, who cares? He'll go, "Nick, oh my God, Nick gave you the card? Wonderful." Now he's going to see I'm working for him. I'm 24 hours a day access. So when you want me, I'll show up. It doesn't matter. I've shown properties 9:45 at night because they have places vacant and I know I can get in, like lockbox and everything, or 8 o'clock in the morning because, hey, that's when you're available.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So you mentioned that you treat real estate as a 24/7 effort with your clients, even taking calls at 5 a.m. It sounds like 11:30 p.m. Can you share what a typical day looks like for you and just kind of how you manage it?
Now I'm mobile all day, so my phone is always with me. So it's not like I'm in an office where like I can't be on the phone. Like, "Oh my God, you're on the phone. What are you doing? You're in the office." I'm mobile. I'm out all day long. So I'm always taking calls, responding to emails. There's always a downtime moment, like you can't go into certain stores at certain times of day. I have little gaps in time, and then of course there's after 3 o'clock where it's happening anyway. Like tonight, I have an appointment. I'm waiting on another one. I got a couple offers back from other agents. Like, "Yeah, we can't do it. They want this." I'm like, "All right, let me go back to him. He's not going to take it." But we'll go back to him. And it's just in conversation because I'm in the car. So it's easy. It's not, if I was on the train, I did it on the train all the time anyway. Text, email, call, text, email, call, off the train, do it again, do it again, do it again. I'm just so accustomed to it. I almost don't know what to do in idle time. I'm like looking around, watching TV. I'm like, "Wait, let me check this email. Hold on a minute." It becomes a lot because you become obsessed with it because every call is a chance. It's not so much work in the world that you can take 3 phone calls a day and potentially get 3 appointments and make any amount of money that you want, upwards of thousands a day if you wanted to. I've done 6 contracts in a week. That was a crazy week. Everybody said yes all at once, but I've also done 2 and 3 in the weekend, 2 and 2 in a day because I get the response and boom, we're on it. Like someone today, I just found out they signed their contract. They're dropping it off this afternoon to buy it. The seller will probably sign, I'm guessing by tomorrow or Thursday, we'll be in contract. Another one. So 2 places, put an offer in one, accepted, done, in contract already. So when they come, they're all going to come in one shot. That's how it usually is. You rate 5 deals this month, 2 months, you're going to get 5 closings, 99%. Hopefully less, but sometimes more, you know? And
I
it's
think
the follow up and the constant checking with attorneys and do we need to do anything? What's going on with this, that? And it's like people will call you at 4:45. Hey, can you call the bank? Yeah, I got 15 minutes before they don't answer their phone. Why don't you call me earlier? Or call the attorney. It's like a lot of that. You're like, wait till tomorrow. Now it's on my mind all night about tomorrow morning. What do I got to do? How do I got to get to this guy? Because now I got to wait till 9 when they get in their office. I go real to 7:30 in the morning. I don't care. I expect you to call me too. It's okay. I had a guy tell me I don't work Saturdays anymore. I go, what? How do you do that? He goes, because I did it forever. He goes, I'm just tired of it. He goes, I'll work every Sunday. I have to have one day. I said, that's reasonable. But again, if I'm working Saturday for an open house, I'm done at 2. Meaning if I'm finished, no other appointments. But I'll still answer calls, you know. And some of the appointments are scattered 1, 4, 7. I try not to do that if I don't have to, especially on the weekend, especially now it's warm out, summertime. I will. I don't like to all the time, but I will no matter what. Well, I do it before the open house and then right after. So at least it's all in a row versus like ends at 2, next one's 6. It kills a Saturday all day. I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
You can go
that's
get some sun in the yard, you go in the pool, whatever. You balance that as much as you can, you know?
okay.
Or you
Yeah,
skip a weekend of an open house and you make that just appointments. So you can go 10, 11, 12. And all right, I'm done now. I'm done with being out now. I can go enjoy myself and the kids and everything else.
yeah, knock him out.
Most guys try that, but it doesn't always work. I tried, it doesn't always work either.
That's a good way to do it. Okay, so let's talk about market shifts for a minute. New York real estate is one of the most complex and competitive markets in the country. What are some of the biggest challenges you're seeing right now for both clients and agents, and how are you adapting to them?
The biggest shift that I see now is since that NAR lawsuit a couple of years ago, where now buyers can not always have to, but can and will pay their agents. So a lot of people still don't know about it. Many, probably 70% at least. And they're like, "What do you pay?" I thought the seller pays. I go, "That's how it used to be." Yes, there was a lawsuit. They fought it. The seller can now go, "I'm not paying anybody on the outside, just my agent." Which, as an agent, myself, I always advised against, because if it's like Michaela calls with her agent and they go, "Hey, we want to see it," but you're not paying. Like, the agent will hang up or say nothing. What if we get you? Sells not doing anything. I'm sorry. I don't like that because you're boxing all these people and potential clients just to be greedy. Now you're still paying the guy. I'm losing money, not them. If you're paying me 5% and I'm willing to lose 1 to give it out, or 1.5 or whatever it is, then that's on me. Yeah, the seller's paying. I'm still losing my money. My goal is to sell it myself. I would never tell you don't pay anybody. I'm like, that's to me the ludicrous. We see it. That was the call earlier. Seller's not paying. I'm like, really? Because now I want 2% on my end. That's what you should be getting, at least on the buying side. So now I got to ask you, Michaela, you're my buyer. Can you pay me $20,000? Oh my God, no. I don't got 20 grand extra on top of everything else. And now, how ludicrous does that sound? You're buying $1 million property. Not to say you should have an extra 20 grand lying around, but it sounds like you're buying $1 million property. Money should kind of be there. But the buyer's going to go, well, I'm already doling out 200, closing costs another 40, and now another 20? Jesus, it's another 20 grand. It's a lot. I don't want to take one and be like, I'm not making it. Sounds like a little bit of money. No, like doesn't sound like nothing, but 10,000 after all said and done, nets down to a lot less than what it seems. I don't get the full 10. Company gets it, taxes, so on and so forth. So that's been kind of difficult. They let people know, and I'm like, listen, if the other side is paying me enough, I don't take a penny from you. If they're paying me 3/4 of what I'd like, I'm willing to take the teeniest parts of you to kind of balance it for myself. If they see if you're working, I go, listen, I'm here to work. I said, we may find something they want. Or what if I'm here for 90 months? Though? Well, I'm here for 90 hours. You shouldn't base it on that. You should base it on who I am and what I'm doing. Well, I tell you this, and I'm slacking off, then you should be like, Nick, yo, you're not even calling me back, which would never happen anyway. You're not responding, then I don't deserve it. But if you see me working like a dog, you should really want to almost pay me more. Because you see, that's my goal. Then not everybody will have that mindset. I've shown properties on, where's your agent? He wasn't here today. Well, you can't come without him. I'm sorry. Why? Because you can't. This is a private appointment. He's got to come with you. Or he has to at least tell me you're coming to the open house. You just show up and people don't even tell their agents. Well, I do. I tell my people, if you're out on Sunday without me, they're gonna make it hard for you. I'm telling you that now. They're gonna try to steal you. They're not gonna be polite about it because not everyone's cordial about it. 60% they are, 40% they're not. So you have to let your agent know what you're doing. You were driving by and pulled over? Yes, but tell me up front. When I ask you, tell me. Are you working with somebody? Yes. Are you tied to them? I do one of those. Really? Did you sign anything? No. It's up to you at this point. Now that I leave it in their side, I don't try to steal them. I'm like, hey, if you feel they're doing great work for you, but they just weren't around today, that's fine. You feel like they're being stupid, not contacting you at all, you're gonna have to pay them at some point. Really? I didn't know that. Oh yeah. You're gonna definitely have to pay them. And then I educate them. No, I didn't know that. So that's been like a difficult trend because I do a lot of buying. I'm on the buying side a lot, probably 60-40, which is what I started. So most people are like, I don't know how you deal with it. I'm like, the selling side dictates all the money. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So when I have my deals, believe me, I hold on to them like death until the end to make that sale because I want to be the first one in. Like I got one I'm working on now. I already told one of my buyers, I'm like, this is why I send the pitch to. He goes, yes, get me in for anybody else. Before that gets listed, he'll be the first one in the door. So he gets carte blanche above everybody else. And I'd like to, box everyone out. I won't, if someone blows him out of the water, I'm like, listen, they came in 50 grand high. What am I supposed to do? But I will make sure he's first in the door. First look, first everything. Because I like him, got a young family, and I want to help them. And he's like, I appreciate that. I said, anything you need, you come to me. I will take you across the board for everything that you could need for that. I'm all in one. Mortgage, inspection, law, whatever you need, I could find someone. Even if it's a language thing, I probably have somebody for that too. Multiple languages across multiple categories. I have people say, some of the nonsense. I go, no, that's not what it is. What if I don't want to? I go, then I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I also tell them, I go, listen, if we agree to 1.5%, let's say you and I, and the other side's not paying me anything, I'm not going to look for another dollar from because that's what we agreed upon. I can always go down. I just won't go up on you. I'm not getting anything on the other side. I'm not going to say, Michaela, I need another percent. That's 9 grand. You're going to go, whoa, whoa, whoa. We didn't agree to that. Yeah. So I won't do that. But if they're going to give me 3 on the other side, you're off the hook. Well, that's good. That's a good deal. So either way, you can win. And I'll always get something 95% of the time. 5% I don't. But then I got to rely on my people. Like, listen, this is what it is, man. I'm going to be helping you from till doomsday with this. So, and don't look at it as how much time did we spend. Look at it as how much did I do for you during that time? Because that's what really matters. If we can get lucky, you see 3, you're like, wow, this one's amazing. I want this. Great. What if we see 60 houses before you decide? Because that can happen too.
Yeah. Well, I know you also mentioned that even at 7.5% rates, people are still buying in Brooklyn. What do you say is driving that resilience? And what advice do you give to clients that are navigating these types of conditions?
So, well, back in the day, the rates were double that. So be grateful it's not that. And before COVID, those 3% and 2% didn't exist. I mean, not that I've ever heard. Maybe they did at one point for a short period of time before I started, but 6 to 7 was kind of normal. And then obviously if the war in Iran stops or calms down, it'll kind of go back to the normal. 6.25, 6.5, under 6, you can buy it down a little bit. But when people in the beginning, I'm going to wait. And when you wait, someone with more money is going to pull you out of the water when the time comes. Because you may have 20%, but now they got 35%. And their offer's going to be even bigger. So waiting, what are you waiting for? You're going to miss something that you wanted. If you don't care and you're waiting comfortable, then stay. No problem. When you're ready, I'm always here. I'm not going nowhere. But, the compensation is always going to be stiff because everybody wants Brooklyn. Like the house I'm selling now, I'm in works to. He's like, I've always been a Queens guy. I go, you got the Brooklyn vibe now. And he's laughing. I'm like, yeah, because you're going to be here with us now. That's it, closer to your job. So now you took a 45-minute commute to 6 minutes. Gas alone, you're probably saving, at this point, probably $5,000 a year. Easily. Because you only got to go 6 miles versus now like 35 every day, back and forth, no less. So if you're leaving here at night at 6:30, good luck getting back to Queens in half an hour. Never going to happen unless you get super lucky. No accidents on the highway. You're 2 exits away now. 2 exits, 3 miles. Can't beat that. Take the streets to be that just as fast. So he's very excited about that part. And community, you want to bring people, get people alive on that. And, Brooklyn, it's just never been something, even the tough neighborhoods now, they're very expensive. You can't touch them anymore. Used to be, that's the deal. No more. Everybody wants 850 for a 2-family. Yeah, I sell 50 of them a week if I had that because they don't exist. Or they're 2/1. That's not a 2-family to me. Legally, it can be, but to me, it's 3/3, 3/2, and a basement, and they're $1.4 million, and they need work, and I mean work. Like not like 10 grand, not like 100. Walking in the door, full gut, top to bottom, or at least 2 floors out of the 3.
Yeah.
Well, there's no parking, or there's something. You never really get everything you want. You could probably, if you get 9 out of 10, it'd be a miracle. Really, like a complete miracle. I was lucky in my house, I got 9 out of 10. I didn't love the kitchen, so that was one redo, but I could have left it alone. There just wasn't enough cabinets for me. So I had the extra money. I'm like, we could do this. And that was a big thing. Now, once that was done, I could really do nothing else. And I could left in them zero mess. But then you add and you touch and like you live inside. Let's do the inside first. And then we worry about the outside or the basement or whatever it is you want to go after. Because if it had all those things done, you wouldn't be able to afford it anyway. That 650 would be 775 right now. So you'd be priced out. So happy that you need to do some work. Just know that over time, each year you do a little bit. You get a new project, you get some money back in taxes, you get a friend to help you, you save some money. And I know prices too, so I'm able to kind of talk about that. Like this kitchen's 50 grand. What are you getting? Diamond cabinets? What are you doing? Gold faucets? What's happening with that? Kitchen you could do $20,000 and it'll be pretty nice. Unless you had 50 cabinets. And I'm like, all right, something like that. But when I know a little bit of the construction, or I can consult someone like, what do you think about this? You do that for much less. Great. I got something for you, Don't spend all your money in one shot if you don't need to. You can knock it out simpler, easier, and spend less, and it'll still look awesome. Because if I told you these cabinets, well, this granite was imported from Brazil or was engineered, would you really know the difference? I definitely would not know. It looks the same to me. Cabinets, you could tell if they're cheap, but not granite or certain tiles. I'm like, oh, it looks expensive. 90 bucks. Could have been 30 for all I know. Looks pretty good, but you can see scrappy to nice, but super nice to pretty nice. Can you really tell the difference? I'm like, what's so different? Oh, this one's imported. Oh, this one's a special designer. I don't know. I don't know. Looks good. I take it. That's it. Fits in the price range, you know?
Yeah, it seems like you're that consultant for them, the full circle. You're buying the home with them, but you're also helping them make it their home. And like you said, you have connections everywhere.
If you need me, oh, there's a problem. I want to know so I can cut it off. Well, I don't care what time. Text me, Nick. I know what this guy's talking. Let me find out for you. Let me see what this means. Like the one that's closing soon, that one from 3 years. The mortgage broker, myself, back and forth on the phone constantly. I go, you tell me, I call them, I fix it. Whatever, let's get on the phone together. Maybe you can explain it better. Great, I'll do that. No problem. Done. That way we all hear everything. Okay, we can do that. Yeah, I'll get the cell, do that. He's not gonna do that, but he can do this. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Let's do it. Done. And just finish it. At the end, nobody's getting a dollar till it closes. So why be resistant? Do it and end it. Call it a day.
For sure, yeah. So, technology is playing a bigger role in real estate now than it did a few years ago. We're going to kind of shift into the technology side of things. Are there any tools, systems, or platforms that you rely on daily to help manage your business or client relationships?
But I've been approached by somebody who wanted to do an AI phone call thing where if I gave him all the expireds, they could do the calls. It was a certain amount of money. I'm like, no, is it really going to work? Like I know nothing of it, but I'd like to learn more of that. So are they going to get everybody on the phone? Maybe. If I was sitting there banging the phones all day, maybe I would. But then again, maybe I wouldn't. But if an AI thing could call probably 100 people in an hour and a half, but take me, 5 hours to do the same thing. Whether they answer, whether they don't, whether you're chit chatting, whether you're voicemail, and then there's phone numbers. I got to call all phone numbers because it expires. It'll show that you're not supposed to really be calling. People are calling anyway. Eventually, I think I might get into that. Right now, thank God the Zillow thing has been good. And if I want to pick up another zip code, I'd almost rather do that because then I know those people are going to click. Oh, I want to buy this house in Prospect Heights. Great, let me call Nick. And they just see my face. They'll call me. Now, sometimes they'll call and go, are you the listing agent? I'm not, but I can help you. Well, shouldn't I go to him? You could. Where's his interest aligned? I don't know. You're with the owner. His job is to make the most money. My job is to fight them to get you less money, more money off. That makes sense. Now, what if it's my listing and they're calling on it? Well, do I need someone to represent me? No, I want to make a deal. I can always kind of move my way around the conversation to go, well, yeah, I guess, but think of it this way. You work directly with me. You don't have to pay anybody because I'm getting paid by the seller. Oh, I like that. There you go. So I can always kind of wing my way in and out of it.
You mentioned AI. What is your perspective on AI? Have you heard of other agents using it? Are you intimidated by it?
It's funny. My brother says to me when I started years ago, he goes, well, I mean, nowadays people can just go online. I said, you cannot go online and think you know what that house looks like until you physically walk through. I don't care what you say, unless it says 3,000 square feet. Go, it's big. I've seen people call me and make an appointment. They're like, it's small. I go, it says 1,064 square feet. It says it. Well, the pictures are tricking me. No, it says 1,064. How big did you think it was? Yes, the rooms could be tiny and the living room could be huge. Sure, but until you walk through it, just seeing numbers of, I've seen houses with big numbers, but set up very awkward, like very boxy, too many walls. Like you walk in, there's a wall. The room is short. Then there's another one. There's a hallway. It's like it could all be just opened, but you won't know that till you get there. The pictures can be like, can't really tell. I hear that all the time. I can't 100% tell. And if I've been there, I go, I can account for the fact of X, Y, and Z. But if I've never been there, I'm like, I don't know, it looks like a good layout. Awkward, but let's see. Why don't we go and see it? Yes. Everybody wants to see no matter what. Almost never have I had someone go, I don't want to see it. I'm going to put an offer in. Unless they know it's a crappy fixer upper or knockdown to like this investment. I don't care. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Is my lowball cash offer or it's some weird situation like that. Do I think it could take over? I don't know. Foreign buyers, if you live in another country and you're like, I'm buying a sight unseen, maybe for them, it's a different ballgame. But I just don't know enough about AI in general overall with the calling to see how it would work. I'd be super interested in that. He'll cut me a deal if I want him. If I tell him, listen, give me this deal for the first 2 months, I'm sure he would do it. And then after that, I can go back to regular practice with no commitment. You do that, I'm okay. I'll spend 150 a month, but not three and change and not know. Then I'm like, 300 and change. Maybe I can just pick up another zip code for 300 and guarantee myself phone calls.
Yeah, exactly.
The balancing
Yeah.
act. Everyone does different things. I have friends that do only estate leads, who does only short sales, who just works with the bank to get these crazy ones that, they're REO or they're, crazy tenants living inside and you're, having to throw them out with the marshals. And there's all kinds of ways. There's all kinds of ways to make money, so, Should be always excited to learn more and more. That's why I go to these events a lot too. I'm going to one on Thursday. My friend throws in the city. And I don't meet people buying, but I definitely meet other agents. I'm like, what do you got in Flatbush? I got something coming. Let me know. I got a guy all cash in these three boxes of Flatbush and Crown Heights and East Flatbush up to 1,500,000. Oh, we're getting something. How much? Where? Let me see it. I know the area that they want to be in. Yep. And I did multiple times. Nothing always works. Sometimes it just doesn't. It's too far. It needs too much, but at least I got it. Because if you give it to me, well, tell me about it. I might find someone along the way. Always. People will always call me. I got this thing coming. What do you got? Because they know I have a lot of buyers. And they're like, I'd rather work for someone I know, knowing that you're going to bring someone solid. I'm like, yeah, 100%. I'm going to bring someone solid. That's how I operate. If you're not solid, I'm bringing you. I,
Yes, for
I
sure.
had a guy from Zillow call me. I did no deal with him. He gave me his tenant. I'm selling his tenant a house. And I'm still going to talk to him. I'm like, I barely knew the guy. He's like, talk to my tenant. He wants to buy a house. Within a week, we had a house that he found. Yep, in contract.
That's
That's
awesome.
unheard. Like, he likes me enough. He goes like, my cousin does this. I don't use my cousin. I go, too slow. Too slow. He doesn't answer the phone fast enough. I call you, you answer right away. Certain coaches, they want it yesterday. They don't want to talk to you in 10 minutes. They want to talk to you 10 minutes ago. And he sees me doing that. And I go to the house. If, like, I had to go back to the house, he missed a couple signatures, or oh, my brother wasn't here. He's going to come and sign, bring it back tomorrow. They're like feeding me, giving me food to take home. I'm like, people don't do it. They don't like you. They're giving you food every time you show up and like plates of it to take home. They like you. They want you to be there. They want their family to meet you and go, Nick is my friend. Nick is my guy. He goes, we're not giving it to our own family, but we're giving it to you. He's like, that should say something. I go, it does. It does. And I love that all day long. It's, my favorite thing to talk about.
That's great to hear. So you're obviously known for your grit, never giving up on clients. Was there ever a moment in your career though that you questioned whether this business was for you?
Maybe only one or two times where it was like the deals were getting harder to put together. While I was waiting. I'm like, God damn, how much longer we wait for this closing? It's been so long. Having backup money is what you always kind of need. Now, people say if you don't have a plan B, it allow plan A to flourish. Not really. To me, I'll never give up on plan A. I'll never be like, plan B is taking over, because as long as I have breath, I'm going to work. When will you retire? When I'm dead? I don't know. Because we have guys working until their 80s, but they're not going to be like what I'm doing. They have their book of business, they have their client referrals, and they do a couple, and they probably have the pension anyway. So I look at it as, yeah, there's always going to be tough. Like one I'm waiting on for a year to close. Mid-June is a year. We're still waiting because of vacate orders and Department of Building inspection, this and that. And hey, you're still here. I'm still going to close. But I'm not, even if that one was making me a ton of money, which it's not, I would still be like, what's next? Because as soon as you go into contract with me, okay, where's my next deal coming from? Because you're only as good as your last. In the mafia, they always say you're only as good as your last envelope that you handed. Hey, I just gave you 10 grand. Great, you got 10 grand for next week? Not yet. Better figure out a way to get it, because those bills are going to keep coming. We still need the money no matter what happens. So as much as I could make today, tomorrow, tomorrow's uncertain. So you got to keep pushing. My mind is always, what when I talked, shit, I got to call this guy. I got to call this guy. And I start remembering. I looked at leads. I'm like, let me call them again. Let me call them again. Let me get them on the phone again. Whatever it is, it's always, sometimes it's very consuming and it's a lot, even for me. I'm like, at the end of the day, but then I'm like, the next day, let's go. Because
Yeah.
everyone's a target. And maybe that's the wrong word, but everyone really is. You walk past someone in the street, or you talk to someone in the store, you make a comment just for fun. Like, man, this line is taking forever. I know. Can you believe it? Word, by the way, just like that, just like that. It can always happen. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. That's how I see every person. Every human being is like, maybe not, but you never know. Like the girl who took me around to see some off-market properties. She's like, what about this one? It's like 5 million. I'm like, you can tell me about it. I'll tell them. But they don't have that kind of budget. But I'm glad you told me, because what if I meet someone who might be in that budget range? Now I have information about it. Tell me everything. I'll pitch them all, because you never know. Every time you give me a chance, I will bring it home, or I will fight until I find somebody to do so. I don't have that sit back mentality. Like when I joined Madison Sotheby's, they did a whole article. It got picked up by a bunch of magazines and newspapers. This one picked it up. That one picked it up. So it's like, I feel important. So maybe someone sees that and goes, who's this freaking guy? Who's this guy? I like the way he looks. I like his face. Maybe that is enough to get them to call me. Well, they look my name and go, like 50 sales plays in the last 3 years, 2 years, whatever it is. Look at all the reviews. I had one buyer, cash buyer, called me through Zillow. And at the end of it, I said, what made you pick me? Found me on Zillow. You could have picked anybody. I'm sure he goes, no, I did. I couldn't have picked anybody. But before I picked you, I go, let me read his Zillow reviews. He goes, I swear to God, every single one had 5 stars. There wasn't one that did. He goes, I was looking for one. There wasn't one. I went through every one. He goes, so I said, this is the guy who's going to help me. So we ended up finding 1 or 2. I found some. He found some. I had him pitch on a percentage. He's like, listen, I kind of found this one, which was baloney, but he found it. No fairness. He goes, I went and saw it, but I want you to help me with it. Instead of X, what can I pay you this? And it was a small amount, 1/4% less. Like I'm saying to myself, you're buying this all cash. You're gonna fight me over 1/4%, like, oh, I'm sorry, 0.5%. 4 grand, you're gonna fight me over? Like, you're buying $800,000 of change. Okay, it doesn't matter. Well, that's what he wanted, and I gave it to him because then he wrote a stellar review, which I knew he would do. He said, if I could have given Nick 6 stars, I would have. Period. That says a lot, So I'm like, all right, I like that. And they were great the entire time. I had Christmas weekend. I had their entire apartment painted. He's like, I can't believe you found someone. I'm like, yeah, neither could I. Well, I got someone to paint it. And they paid him nicely. And the guy's like, yeah, I'll do it in a day and a half. Done. Perfect. Everything touched perfectly. They couldn't believe it, how well it was kept, and how well we did it. Not me, the people. But
Yeah.
it's that kind of mindset that I bring into it, that he saw me pushing, checking. He's like, you did everything you said you were going to do. So I got a call and I didn't recognize the number. And the woman's like, yes, Stephanie gave me a number. I'm like, I don't have Stephanie in my phone. She goes, Stephanie. I don't know who's Stephanie. She's like, she's describing to me. I go, yes, now I know who it is. Someone I met at an open house 7 months ago, 6 months ago. I go, yeah, I didn't sell her a house. She goes, no, but you spoke to her like 2 or 3 times ago. I did. She said you were so nice about everything. It didn't, even though she wasn't buying and she thought she wasn't, and she changed her mind and she already had a house. She didn't want to sell it. You were so polite about everything that she thought that was so amazing. She gave me your number. I was like, wow, that's really nice. He goes, when can you see my house? I said, I'll be back. I was away Monday. How about Tuesday? Perfect. So she goes, by the way, just so you know, I'm interviewing other people. I go, just so you know, you should cancel them. She goes, you're the first one. I go, I would cancel them. She's like, you seem pretty confident. I go, yes, I am. I go, maybe you'll see. I went all dressed. I'm talking now. The house was small. Kitchen was tiny, tiny. And this and that. And she goes, should I? But immaculate, immaculate. Should I do this? I go, nope, leave this. Don't do that. Move that. It's very simple things. Nothing that would require any money. Just maybe a little more cleaning out, very little. Just again. And at the end of it, she goes, well, do you want my decision? I go, I'm all ears. She goes, yeah, bring the paperwork inside. We'll take it. I go, what made you? She goes, everything that I said that was negative, you turned into positive. My kitchen is so small. You think we'll sell it? But it's super quaint. You can put a bar table right here. Sit right here. You don't need a full dining room. Oh, that's true. But these rooms are all lit up. I go, but they have a not lot of natural light. Oh, that's true. She goes, I was testing you to see where you were going to take each one. And each one you went, no, 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 it's not that. It's this. But it's this now. But it's this and it's better. And you kept doing it. And I was like, this guy's relentless with the positivity. She's like, and I got it sold for almost full price at the time. So she was super happy. And then I helped her afterwards with something else. So she's like, you just kept doing what you were supposed to do and constant communication all the time. No delays. No, I got to wait 3 days to hear from Nick, or even a day. She was like, call you 11. You call me 11:02, for God's sake, half the time. Or you text me, I'm on the phone, give me 10 minutes. And you call me in 10 minutes. She's like, and that, when I saw that in your attitude, that's why I wanted you. And the other person didn't know me at all. I met her in open house, 15 minutes I was with her. Twice on the phone for 15 minutes. That was it. She recommended me to her, which led to a $620,000 sale, so that was good for me. But it was that kind of upbeatness that you have to maintain. Some people are difficult. You're a jerk, but you can push you through that. Like, everyone's gonna have a bad day. I could call you and you're like fighting with your husband, or the kids were giving you all the time, but you stubbed your toe and broke your shoe. I don't know what's going on at that moment, and you snap at me. I'm like, Jesus. But then 10 minutes later, I call you back. You're like, all right, I'm okay now. Okay, it happens. You call me and I could be in the bedroom. You're never gonna know it. But keeping it high instead of like, well, nobody wants this. They want, hey, how are you all day?
Yeah, they want that energy. And I did see all those 5-star reviews. They're very impressive. So keep doing what you're doing, Nick.
Thank you.
Now, looking back, I know you've accomplished a lot. What would you say has been one of the biggest wins that you've been most proud of?
That's a very long haul to take on somebody. And another one I did in 7 days. I had a full price offer on house, all cash. And they were with another agency for 7 months and they had nothing. And we lowered the price where I felt it should be, which was the right price. And we got a full price offer the first week. And they were like, what do you mean we're going to have to move? I'm like, you got a full price offer. This is going to be done in 35, 45 days. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. And that was like just a great feeling to know that I got for them what they want. They were able to move right away. They were thrilled. They loved the buyer. They were hanging out with her afterwards, hanging out with her during the whole time. Like, she'd come over and hang out with the wife and stuff like that. I like seeing stuff like that. It's like, everyone's cool. Everyone gets along. Great. Will they rely on me for something? Like, can you help? Absolutely. One other one. I met a guy and his wife in Lowe's parking lot. Summer day. I'm in a tank top, a workout tank top. You could see everything, my tattoos and whatnot. And I'm like, we're getting the barbecue tanks. We were complaining that they were taking so long to bring them out. And I'm like, how about I give you a card? Like we were actually thinking about selling. What? That's amazing. Where? Marine Park. Great. Let's get on it. When can I call you? Give me a call in like 3 weeks. All right, John, 3 weeks, I'm going to call you. Called him. I don't know yet. I got to still work on some stuff. Very procrastinating. Then I bumped into him Lowe's a month later, and he's looking at me. He was a lot older. He didn't recognize me. He thought I cut him in line. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, John, it's Nick. He's like, "Oh my god, it is Nick." It's like, "I didn't think you were somebody else." And he was like ready to fight me at like 77 years old. And then we're talking about the house, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, we're not ready yet, but keep calling." Because once a month, call me every month. Every month, I had to set my phone Wednesday, 12 o'clock, Tuesday, 12 o'clock. Finally, his wife answers and goes, "Who's this?" I said, "Oh, this is Nick. We met 3 months ago. Do me a favor, call me. Don't call him anymore. He is going to procrastinate to the end of the earth. Him in his stupid garage full of crap." So every month for 2.5 years almost, I was calling them. 2.5 years nearly. And finally, she goes, "We're finally ready." I said, "Great, let's come by." And he tried to get me lower on a percentage, which was ridiculous. He's telling me this other guy, I go, "They're never going to do that." I said, "We both know that. I know them very well. They would never take that percentage." And it was not unreasonable, but it certainly wasn't what I wanted. I'm like, "I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. Not for a percent. That's pointless." It's not like I'm trying to hit you at 9%, something that doesn't make any sense. Typical at the time. So I went in and I said, "Let me take care of everything. I promise you." We had a lot of offers right out of the gate. A couple fell through. They changed their mind. Then within the first month, it was sold. And towards the end of it, they said that we want to move to, what was it? Pennsylvania, a retirement community, a trailer community. They're all over the place in Pennsylvania, retirement and stuff. So they went and saw some, they weren't working with a lot from their house, a decent amount, but not as much as they would have liked. So they needed to get a mortgage. So they go, "Oh no, the agent told us we have to buy it cash." I'm like, "I know nothing about trailers, zero." I called my lender. He goes, "I definitely don't know." I called the place directly. They go, "That's a bold-faced lie. You can 100% get a mortgage." In fact, we have two mortgage companies that do this exclusively because you can't go to Chase for that. Can't go to Bank of America. They don't exist. You got to go to these specific. That's all they do is now. When I called the location, the lady who was helping me on the phone was Italian. She used to be in Brooklyn. These folks are Italian, very Italian. Put them together. They were in love with each other. "Oh, and that's great. Joni's awesome." Whatever it was. I said, "Listen, here's what they're looking for. Here's what they'd like. If we could stretch it." I had them on the phone with my mortgage lender to explain the whole process. Made nothing from it, by the way. He spent 2 hours going through every detail, and they were like, "I can't believe that you got this guy to do this." I said, "For me, he will, because I want you to go in fully prepared so you understand everything, what the logistics are, prices and location, payments and stuff like that, and closing costs." So they found the great one. They ended up spending a little bit more, and they got a much bigger one than they wanted originally. And, with the garage and everything else. And she's like, "If it was not for you and we listened to this other person," I'm like, "there was no way I was going to lie," because I just didn't believe it. "Let's call the place and ask." And then I helped them move stuff out of the house after the closing. I was helping them move some boxes, getting on top of everybody, making sure their money was there. She's like, "You went over the top with everything." They wrote a beautiful review for me. They said, "If you had given up on us, we'd still be stuck in this house that we don't want to be in because our grandkids are out there and over there. We would be traveling 4 hours a weekend, every weekend to see them. Now we travel 10 minutes and we're there." So that was like an amazing thing that what's it take? One time a month? It's like I had to call them 4 times a week. But even if I did, "Hey, John, Mary, how are you? What's going on?" Not that same old thing. Call us next week." "Okay, no problem." 5 minutes out of my day. That's all it is. 5 minutes out of my day. No, to me,
Yeah.
no big deal, but a huge deal to them. And if that imprints into their mind, like, if this guy's dedicated to getting us, imagine how dedicated he'll be to selling it. I'm like, "Oh yeah, you want me here every weekend? I'll be every weekend. You want me here just on Sundays, and that's something you can get that dedicated? So be it. I'd like to get a day during the week, but if you can squeeze it, let me know. Whatever it is, and I'll put everybody in one day if I can." Some people work on Sunday, so we'll work around it. Whatever it is, I try to make it palatable so that we can all be on the same page. Everybody's happy. If you want to leave me a key, if you don't, no problem. Whatever it is, it's all the same to me.
Yeah, I think the number one thing that sounds out to me is your incredible network of contacts. You're really able to help people. I know you mentioned from the construction crews to lawyers to building department. How crucial is that to your success? And what advice would you give for newer people getting into the industry on how to build that?
Start building your foundation quickly. Like, if there's an attorney that everyone in your office tends to use because he's local, he lives on, his office is on, Bay Ridge Parkway and Fourth Avenue, and everybody in that area using, that's where your office is located. I was like, get in contact with them, find them, talk to them. When you go on an inspection, if it's not your inspector, talk to that guy, get his card, listen to him, see how he sounds. Be like, "You know what? I think I'd like to use this guy. Try him out. If you like what he's doing, he should do the same business. He should do the same activity for you. He should be really good for you too." You see he's small, ask him, "What's your background?" "Oh, I used to build houses with him." "Well, I'm a structural engineer." "Fantastic. I want your card. I will definitely be calling you for that." Photographers, same thing. "Oh, we have one in the office. Great, let's test him out." I may have someone. Okay, we could try him too. If I see the pictures suck, I'm not using it. If I see the pictures are amazing. Your turnaround time's quick. Your price is in the same ballpark. Couple bucks more, couple bucks less. It can all work. So it's starting and asking other agents, "Do you have anybody who works exclusively in Flatbush who does this?" "Yes, I do. Let me give you his information. Tell him Nick told you to call. He knows who I am. He'll be 100% on board with it. He'll help you out, whatever it is." So that you start to little by little, you start to gain one, gain two. You're putting a deal together. Your boss is going to help you with, "Hey, see if they'll use this attorney. See if they'll use this bank." If they're not, just say it's an opinion. You want to talk to them? Talk to them. If not, totally cool. But make sure you give them keep growing it out. It's like watering the plants. You got to keep watering. It's never going to grow. So if you don't keep kind of getting your hands into the world, it's like a baby trying to reach for the toy. If you go, I don't want it, the baby just sits there. You keep making them want it. You keep holding it in front of them. You want that desire to never stop. So keep reaching for it. Don't just be complacent with one. I want to have 5 lawyers on retainer. So I know that if I need someone who speaks Chinese, Russian, Bangladeshi, whatever it is, if you have that kind of clientele, you should have that. And if once you meet a new attorney, again, stay with them. Hey, let me get some of your cards. We could do some business. Fantastic. Go to offices, drop cards off. Go to accounting firms, drop cards off. Talk to your own regular accountant and say, hey, you have anybody you can recommend me to? Was it a lawyer who does this? Yeah, we have a couple that come in. Please, I'd like to talk to them. I want to start using more people that I'm familiar with, or at least friends are familiar with. It's like, hey, man, John said you're good. You got to be good. I'm sure of it. Great. Let's use you, and just keep working towards that. It's easy to get beat up quickly. Someone tells you something like, Jesus, I didn't think people like that. Are you so? Because people are what they are, and it's working around that and breaking them down into malleable molds of clay. That you go. Now I can kind of get you to do what I want to do without them knowing it, so to speak. So kind of making everybody come together, and we're all on the same team. I'm not looking to do anything. You tell me what I need to do, I do it. Whether you're the attorney, whatever it is. So let's be unified. And you kind of build it out from there. Then you start to think, what will I say if I meet someone in this situation? How will I handle it? What's the key phrase that I need to hear? And you read all those kinds of things. See on Instagram, on Facebook, on all these platforms, like people who've sold X amount of houses, people who've sold X amount of business, nothing to do with real estate. And they go, "Oh, I like how it sounds." It's simple. It's also about talking and shutting the F up in the middle of that. It's hard to do. It's like, I got all this information. It's like, what do you think? Okay, finish. I thought I wanted to get out afterwards. Then they keep going. Now they're uncovering themselves to you, and you go, now I see what he wants, because he wasn't really saying that before. I can introduce you to a woman. This woman's beautiful. It's not my type, but she's beautiful. Oh, I don't like brunettes. Well, how the hell did I know? She's a blonde. Well, she's Chinese. I only like Spanish girls. Well, how do I know that? Now I know. Now I only introduce you to that. I only bring you to this size house. Nothing smaller. Has to be at least this size. Not this block. I hate this block. It sucks. We'll never look at that block again. Never attached. Great. Only attached. Great. I don't know until you say it. So I run through the gauntlet when I get you on the phone. Is attached matter? I prefer not, but if you could do semi, that'd be good. But either way, if the house is good, I'd consider it. Great. What won't you consider? If it ain't got parking, don't even call me. Done. What if the garage in the back is shared? If it's really good, maybe, but let's try to stay with it. Okay. And I'll even put, I know it's this, but the house looked awesome. Check it out. Let me know. If it's a no, we cross out the list. And people respect that. I go, I'd rather send you 20 things and you say no to 20 than me send you 2 that I like. Then you're like, you tell me no. I don't got to tell you no. I don't got, no, Mary won't like this. I think Mary might like it. Let's just try. Send it. They respond with, I don't like that. I'm like, oh, I saw the kitchen was monstrous. I figured I would send it. But if not, no sweat. Even if I'm annoyed by the same, no cares, no problem. Don't care. Move on. That's how you got to learn. It's hard to take all those slaps and go, oh, Jesus Christ, how much more am I going to take of this nonsense? But that's part of it.
Yeah. I know you have a lot going on right now. What would you say you're currently focused on within your business?
Listings, getting the listing. Like I'm working on one nearby. Call me after Memorial Day. They've just finishing up some fixing in the house. They're 99% done. And then another huge one that's downtown Brooklyn that I'm like gunning for. She gets a call every 2 weeks. She's an older lady. Every time I go there, she feeds me, take food home. And she's amazing. And I said, just let me work with this. Let me work on this. I will guarantee you the money, because it's a great property. It'll go when it's priced correctly. Maybe I priced it high initially, but then there was some discrepancy in the family. They weren't sure. Now I'm like, this property is killing you. It's killing you, the money you're spending. So you can walk away with it. I just paid off for decades. You can walk away with an obscene amount of money, almost $3 million. I'm like, that will set you up for the rest of your life. You're in your 80s, so now your grandkids and the kids. I said, that's how you get paid. And I said, don't worry about all. If you have bills, it doesn't matter. That's going to get wiped out at closing by leaps and bounds. That your bills are 80 grand, it doesn't even matter. You can have 3 million, even 2.5 million. You'll be well and taken care of forever. You can buy anything you want, cash, condo, 2 bedrooms, cash done. Still have $1.5 million left over. I'm like, let me take the reins, and you'll never be disappointed. I said, I would never say something I couldn't do. I don't care how far it is from my house. I said, I'll be there 10 times a week. It doesn't matter to me. I said, you let me in. That's all that matters. Because I will come full force. I don't know any other way to be. And so people know, like, I'm here for you. That's it. This ain't a game to me. This is money now. I don't play around with that. I will make it fun, but I will be dead serious when I get there with people.
Okay, so wrapping things up, if you could give one piece of advice to an agent trying to build a long-term career in the real estate industry today, what would it be?
Never let somebody's negativity derail you, even when things are tough. Someone's like, listen, you haven't made a sale in like 6 months. So what? So what? What if I make 9 sales next week? What if I don't? If I'm not trying with that mindset, people can read your face. When something's wrong, they're gonna go, "I don't look so good. He doesn't seem like the guy I want taking me around, and he's gonna show." Never let anybody see you get bent. You always have to stay as focused as you can, especially if you're on the phone. It's easy, like, yeah, 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 talking about. In person, it's like you got to look straight. You got to be presented, and you can't. If you go in looking half-assed, people don't like that either. They'll never tell you, and you don't. You also don't have to be overly done to make it work. Come in the way you should. Handle the people the way they want to be handled. If you see they're a little loose, be a little loose. If you see they're extremely buttoned up, go buttoned up along with them. Not to the point where you're changing yourself, just the point where they're like, "Hey, he feels just like me. I like this guy. He's got a little slang to him. I like it. I like it. He's telling me that we're gonna fight them. Yeah, I like that too. I like that too. He can tell me I can just, yeah, we can do that. Okay, great. You got to kind of morph into the person that they hope you to be, that they feel comfortable. A street guy doesn't want a button up guy to tell him this is the proper way. No, they don't want to hear that. They want to go, yeah, yeah, we're gonna beat them up and get the price we want within reason. I mean, come on. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I got it. And that's what it takes sometimes. And I've gotten very buttoned up people, and I'm like, listen, I'm here to defend and defeat for you. No matter what you want, I'm gonna try my best for it. If it's crazy, I'm gonna tell you. They may not go for it. It's crazy, but I'm still gonna make an effort towards it. So showing them like I'm here for you. I'm gonna do everything I can for you, but you're not gonna derail my enthusiasm or anything else. Turn me into something I don't want to be. Like it's easy to get mad. It's very easy to get mad. Harder to stay straight. You can stay straight and be determined and always go to your boss. Hey, you have any open houses you want me to do? I'm free. If you're just like twiddling your thumbs, waiting for someone to give it to you, they're not gonna. I earn my spot 7 days a week. My boss gives me something because he goes, I know you will never let them go. My neighbor right now, he gave it to me 7 months later. He was in that house. 7 months later, he was in that house. He goes, I knew you would never let him go. So, no way. I knew his job. I knew his income. I knew his wife. I knew her income just because of what they do. I can calculate it in my head. And I took them around. I'm like, this is the one for you. And we fought and we got it. And he's like, I knew the second you gave them to you. I knew. He goes, I don't want nothing from it. He goes, I like seeing you crush things. He calls me the pit bull, which is not, he's not the first person to call me that, by the way. In my life, he's probably the 20th person to call me that. He would say, let him off the chain. Let him off. Let him off. Let him loose. Let him loose. But once you get him on somebody, once my sights are locked, it's like a missile with a periscope. Just release me into the ocean and let me do my work. Because that's how you have to be to an extent. Can't be overly soft and you can't be overly hard. You have to be right there, but show people I'm here to make money and I'm here to get what you want. At the end of that, nobody makes a dollar until you have keys in your hand. All the yeah, yeah, yeah doesn't mean jack. Until there's keys in your hand, I didn't earn a penny, no matter how good I am. So until I can provide you what you need, but that's what it should be. You always have to have that. What do I need to do to get that next deal? Where do I need to find? Who do I need to talk to? So talk to everybody. Everybody. Got nothing to lose except making a new friend. Thinking of, oh, this guy's nice. Leave a card at the store. Hey, can I leave this card? Yeah, absolutely. What is the rest? Oh, I might know someone. Yeah, tell them to call me. I was going to an appointment 2 years ago, Christmas, 2 years before Christmas. I went to this Jamaican restaurant, takeout spot. I had gotten there early. Like, I'll go eat some. I asked the girl, can I leave my cards? She goes, what do you got? I'm like, really? She goes, really? Okay. Talking a couple questions. That was it. I'm on my way home. I get a call. Hi, this is Tanisha. I'm like, hey, regular phone number, not Zillow. I'm like, great. Did someone give you my number? My sister did. Who's your sister? From the Jam restaurant on Avenue D. Oh my God, she gave you my card. Yes, I'm house shopping right now. Can you help me? Yep. I sold her house 3 months later. 4 months later. Had I not gone in, had I not talked to her, had I not just leave that card, I wouldn't have made $15,000. Because I talked to her and I'm like, would you mind? Yeah, what do you got? She saw I came in. I was very loose. I was like, what do you got there? Let me get this. Let me get this. He was like, funny. I'm like, there you go. She saw that I was putting my craft, my trade forward and joking around with her. I mean, I know what that is, and I know everything because I cook. I know spice and everything. So I was like, "Does that have this? What do you know that?" I'm like, "I can make anything." I watch a lot of TV with food and stuff, so they like that I was familiar. I wasn't like just some guy coming in looking for some nonsense. I didn't know what I was ordering, and I was give me whatever. I knew, and they liked it. And familiarity is what brings people in. When you know their culture a little bit, they like that. That's a small thing, but it adds a lot of weight. And I ended up selling her house again. Great review across the board. So it's you never know. Had I not been hungry, I would have had a sale.
Well, Nick, your networking and drive is just truly incredible. It's inspiring. Thank you so much for joining us today. Why don't you tell our listeners where they can find you online?
Oh, well, of course, you can find me on the Madison Estates Sotheby's International website. You can find me on Instagram. You can always call me anytime at 347-860-1123, and I'll gladly help you find whatever you want or sell whatever you want. Mixed use, regular house, building, whatever it is, and advise you on what's best in these categories too. Truly the next business venture going that you want, whether it's your own personal home or property you're going to rent out, whatever it may be.
I'll make sure to put all of Nick's information on the screen and down below so you can reach out to him and get in contact with him. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for our next episode on the Deal
So
Flow podcast.